She has trained and developed leaders at scale. She's coached alongside some of the greatest minds in the world, including John C. Maxwell, for nearly 3 decades. And she is known as one of the greatest coaches in this industry. So without further ado, please welcome my friend, Dianna Kokoska.
Oh my word. Hello, Oklahoma. This state has given us so many great people. There were so many people when I looked them up from Oklahoma that think big and were legends in their own time. Turn to your neighbor and say, you're a legend as well. So what is it that makes us great? You know, for years, I have been studying why people are great, why some are mediocre, and some just live in status quo, never accepting the opportunities that are presented to them. Yet think about this. The fact is that real estate has always been the highest paid hard work and the lowest paid easy work that there is. And as real estate agents, you can all go from the heights of glory to the depths of depression, all in the same 24 hours. Now, there's going to be people that are all complaining about real estate, the market conditions. Some of them are doing it right now. They're actually blaming the market for the fact that they're not making as much money. You know what's important about that is your brain is always helping you find 2 things. 1, what you pay attention to, and secondly, what you expect. And it all starts with the way we think. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's start thinking bigger. See, Dan Sullivan said, the eyes will only let you see and the ears will only hear what your brain tells them to. So when we change our brain, we change our life. So today, let's put our attention on building our skill and our expectation on learning something new. How many of you have ever heard that we want to think it over? You ever heard those words? Well, today I want to tell you, when you implement what I'm going to share, those words, I'll think it over, they are going to start disappearing from your life. Is that okay? Okay, so here's my dilemma. When I'm speaking, there's a rule. No taking notes unless you're actually going to do something with them. Because too many people, they write all these notes and it's information that they put in a notebook and put on the shelf, or they put it in a drawer. They got the smartest drawers or the smartest shelves in town, for heaven's sakes. And when we take notes, if we don't do anything with them, why are we taking notes? Because, see, only action counts. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's get into action. Yeah, because, see, if you know something and you don't use it, it's like you don't know it at all. So today, I'm going to share with you 7 secrets to a great presentation that you can become more and actually have your sellers and buyers persuade themselves into saying yes. So let me show you, first of all, though, how you've trained your brain to think, because everything in life begins with a thought. And research shows that 95% of your success is your mindset, how you think. And your mindset lives in the unconscious part of your brain. And when you change your brain, you change your life. And in my book, I talk about the 4 storytellers in our life. And the 4 storytellers, well, you got to pay attention to them because they all have their own job. The first one is the devious storyteller, the one that tells you, oh, you're not good, you don't have what it takes, you're never going to be good enough, you'll never take all those listings, it doesn't matter. And it's constantly comparing yourself to somebody else. And it seems that there are days that this storyteller has a megaphone just screaming out to the world all the negativity about who you are. The next one is the flattering storyteller. It's the one that says, hey, I'm so good. I don't need to take those classes. I'm pretty doggone good the way I am. And this flattering storyteller is sometimes depending on other people for reassurance and for acceptance. You may have an emotional high from time to time, yet that flattery doesn't stay there very long. The third storyteller is the one that really frightens me a lot. It's a reasonable storyteller. It's the one that gives you excuses and reasons as to why things are not working out for you. This storyteller keeps you believing that your life is not working because it's somebody else's fault, right? It doesn't want you to take responsibility. The fourth one is the one that I desire for you to actually listen to. It's the empowering storyteller, the one that literally says, get in, let's learn more. This is the one that states you can always become more. And we need to invest in ourselves. And this one allows us to fail, to learn a new way, and to keep on going. Now, I've been obsessed with personal development, psychology, and how this brain of ours works. And it started because my brother Larry and my sister Patsy had brain tumors, and I really desired to help them. So I've been actually studying the brain off and on since I was in 8th grade. And little did I know that it would actually help me in selling. See, when you understand the mental model of how your brain works, it makes it easier to understand how to sell. When you change your thoughts, you change your brain. And when you change your brain, you change your life. This illustration shows that the thought leaves a neuron, it goes along an axon, and these little dendrites reach out to the things called synapses, and it actually fires with electricity to form the thought. And when it does that, it releases a chemical. Now, let's say that you drink a lot of alcohol, and alcohol is a chemical, and you become an alcoholic. Or let's say that you take drugs and you take a lot of drugs and you get addicted to them and they're a chemical. Well, your thoughts are chemicals being released into your body. And when you keep having that thought over and over and over again, you can become addicted to your thoughts. And that's why it is challenging to change. Because see, nerve cells that fire together no longer wire together, or nerve cells that fire together wire together. You get to choose. When you change your mind, you change your life. What if the greatest lesson in sales was never about selling at all? What if it was about actually creating a conversation where people like you, trust you, and ultimately persuade themselves to say yes? So we're going to start with secret number 1. Get ready to take some notes. Here we go. Prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. Think about your doctor. Imagine walking in and before they even ask you a question, they start telling you about how great their clinic is, all the things they do, how many people they've helped in the past, and how they can help you too. And oh, by the way, this prescription worked for everyone else, so here you go. Now that would be crazy. What if they did ask you a question? So, how are you feeling? Oh, doc, I got this terrible headache. Oh, really? We have helped 1,062 people have brain surgeries, and we've taken the brain tumor out and it relieved their headache. So we'll schedule you for 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's outrageous. It's malpractice. Yet, there are some salespeople that have malpractice going on every single day, every single listing appointment, because sales seems to be a profession where people hand out solutions before they actually understand the problem. Secret number 2, the conscious mind thinks in questions. Now, the moment you meet somebody, before you ever even open your mouth, they have questions in their mind. Why? Why should I work with you? Why are you the best company? Why is going through that conscious mind of theirs. And the salespeople believe In fact, I believe you do a great job of answering all those questions in your presentation. Yet telling them about your marketing and how many people that you've helped, they start going to objections, and then you go into sales mode to handle those objections. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. And we need to have objection handlers, absolutely. See, secret number 3 is loss aversion is a powerful tool. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky discovered something that changed what we understand about pain versus pleasure in decision making. When it comes to pain versus pleasure, it's called loss aversion. You might want to write that down because that's what a lot of your people are going through. Loss aversion says that losing something feels twice as painful as gaining the same equivalent. For example, losing $1,000 actually hurts worse than winning $1,000 feels good. And these two pain and pleasure forces are at work every day in your life. And these forces are there to keep you safe. And so let's go on to secret number 4. You cannot sell anything to anybody unless you engage their unconscious mind. See, your unconscious mind is ultimately the decision maker. And here's the problem. Most people give a presentation to the conscious mind only, answering all those why questions. And then they don't understand why they don't make a decision. The unconscious mind makes all the decisions. And when we give this type of presentation, since the unconscious mind makes the decisions, they don't say yes. The objections just keep coming up. We have to convince the unconscious mind to move forward. And we can't convince it if it's only speaking to the conscious mind. Now, before I give you secret number 5, remember the conscious brain thinks in questions, the unconscious mind thinks in stories, and in between is the emotional center. And fear is the biggest emotion that they feel. So secret number 5, your unconscious mind speaks in stories. Let's say the people that you're presenting to get excited consciously, and then you've answered all their questions and they're feeling very, very good about it. And then they give you objection after objection. It's because while you're talking to the conscious mind, their unconscious mind is going through all the filing cabinets, all your memories, looking for story after story of when this time might be like that time. And they start making up all these stories about how this time is exactly like that time. And I don't want to make a decision right now because it might be the wrong one. And that's why you get objections or they dismiss you altogether. Samuelson and Zach Hauser, they found that 79% of leads never convert. That 40 to 60% of those leads are not lost to competitors. They're lost to the prospect making no decision at all. It's called status quo bias, which means when people are faced with a decision, they disproportionately stick to doing nothing at all. Not because it is the right choice or the best choice, because it is the safe choice. Secret number 6, let the silence do the heavy lifting. And this is where a lot of agents, they don't like this. Salespeople don't like it because we know that you ask for the order with your words. And I trust you don't say like, so are you ready to move forward? That's what most of the average salespeople do. Yet whatever you say, let the silence do the heavy lifting. And here's what they found at MIT. Researchers found that the silent pauses lasting 3 seconds, that long, actually does more for negotiation than any time you work to solve a problem. Give them time because in the silence is when decisions are made. Secret number 7. Bottom line, closing is the natural progression from a great presentation. For years, recording sales calls, presentations, I listened to them. Oh, it was awful to listen to yourself over and over again, yet a pattern developed, a model, if you will. And it helped me with objection handling. It helped in presentations. It'll actually help with your family to make a decision. And I just want to tell you, there is one word I want you to hear over and over and over again, and that is the word yes. So let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3. Yes. That's what we want your clients to say to you. And I trust that these 7 secrets will help you as much as they help me. Thank you so much.